Hello everybody. Try this again. Come on. Hello everybody. I'm gonna try this again. It's the American Doofus Show. Thank you for watching. Don't be a doofus. This is Oakley. I don't know. I've got to figure out how to see if I can reverse the. Nope, it won't reverse on the. Yep. Yeah, I'm trying again. Let me see if I can rotate this around to where I'm not on the screen. Okay. Well, that's not going to work. So, tell you what, I'm going to start this. No, heck with it. It's too much of a pain with this big dog. I just, for some reason, my gimbal isn't allowing me to flip views so that I can show you what's in front, and instead of just looking at me all the time. So what I'll have to do is give it one of these and walk like this. So I can't see comments at the moment, just to let you know, and I really can't see the screen, and I don't have a separate phone as a monitor because, well, quite frankly, walking her and just using one hand has already got me out of breath. In case you saw the little first, hi buddy, in case you saw the little first segment there. It's okay. Hi, how are you? It's okay, Bandit, don't worry. So again, if you're just joining, hello, thanks for watching the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. Doing something different, and it'll probably be a one-off thing. Taking Oakley for a walk, and I decided, well, I'll show some of the area that I currently reside in, and do a weekly wrap while we're walking. But actually, I had my phone attached to a battery pack, so I'd make sure I didn't run out of power as I was walking. And let me try to adjust this. There we go. I think that's probably a little bit. I'm just guessing, because oh no, we're not going this way. So I thought I'd give everybody a little view of the area that Oakley and myself and Louie the cat currently reside in. Spring days, so we ought to be able to see some pretty buds on trees and flowers, and again, just going to do a weekly wrap. My gosh, so much has happened in this past week, and I'm also wearing my media badge just in case I run into somebody and we do an interview, because this is live. You never know what's going to happen. And occasionally I've got to pause. Again, I apologize. I'm not able to monitor what you're seeing. Just kind of, because the gimbal is, for some reason, it's not reading my phone. And the gimbal will move, but I'm hoping it's staying in balance. Again, we're out here live, just kind of Oakley and I do this just about every day. Get out for a walk, and I'm gonna put the phone back on me because we're coming past a couple of people here. Hi folks, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? All right. I host an online show called the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus.
All right. Okay.
And it's about, we talk about alternative news and information. We talk about things other people don't talk about.
Okay.
Racial equality, freedom, justice.
Okay.
The things that, matter. Would you mind if I put you on camera?
No, go for it.
All right. Let me switch this around a little bit. Yeah, say hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
What's your name? Because we're live.
I'm
All
Scott.
right, I'm Jacelyn.
Scott, Jacelyn. We live in Indiana, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And in your opinion, what is the state of race in Indiana?
In Indiana,
Yeah.
I think that a lot of our government officials don't see any other race than white as equal.
That's pretty blunt.
Yeah,
Pretty blunt.
Yeah.
it's been,
Go
we
ahead.
have obvious proof of it in some of the convictions we've had, and most of the treatment we have, even in Greenfield. A lot of the cops don't really see equality all that well. They don't. It's like they don't know the definition of it.
Yeah. The other night I had a black man from out west and a white man from the East Coast on my show.
Okay.
We did an interview,
Okay.
and I said, sorry about my dog Oakley
No, you're
pulled me. I said, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you get pulled over by a police officer? Okay. And the white guy from the East Coast said, how do I get out of this ticket? And the black guy said, I got to make sure I got all my shit straight, that I've got, where's my license, where's my insurance? I'm putting a phone in the passenger seat on record.
Yep.
Just so, to me, that epitomizes the idea of white privilege.
Absolutely.
Whereas a lot of white people have in their heads that, well, I'm not rich, so I'm not privileged.
I mean, it doesn't matter about
But-
money.
Yeah,
No,
talk
the way
about
you
that.
act.
Talk about that.
It's the way you act. White privilege isn't about how much money you make or where you live or what kind of car you drive. It's the way you treat other people. And a lot of white people anymore, especially with the history the white people have had, they put them as a general state of above all the other races because they feel that they're better. And that is what white privilege is. Feeling that you're better than anybody else just because you're white.
Here you go.
Mhm.
All right. Hey,
He said it better than I could.
all right. You two enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you
It's the
very much.
American Doofus Show, DUFUS on YouTube.
All right.
And
Thank you.
we're live right now, but as soon as we're done, I'll be posting it,
No
and you'll be able to go
Alright.
back and watch it. All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Thank you for your help. Have a great day. There you go. a view from central Indiana that maybe some would be surprised to hear. And again, we talk a lot about monolithic thinking and how all white people are one way, all black people are one way. And it's not true. It's just easy. It's harder to realize that there are more of us that want this country to be better, that want change. Because the voices are louder on the extremes, those that want to see the country in a race war. And it's just ludicrous. We are on what is known as the Pensie Trail. Now, give you a look to the west and a look to the east. The Pensie Trail, it was formed on the bed of the Pennsylvania Railroad that used to run through here. So where the railroad tracks were is now this beautiful little like I think 6 mile park, so to speak. And a lot of people through the summer especially are out here riding bikes and roller skating and walking dogs and jogging and everything. There we go. So that's how this trail came into existence, and that's where we're at. Currently heading east, and I'll flip this around here in a few minutes and look and see about questions or things. But how cool was it that I said I'm wearing my media badge just in case I run into somebody and they willing to do an interview, and pow, put it out there and it happens. Peace, love, putting them out there. Get rid of hate. Yeah, there are bad. But I think there are a lot more of us that are good. And it's already been written. You know, we win in the end. So I don't understand why people want to hate. Why people want evil, bad things, because they know in the end they lose. You know, I don't understand why people that hate me continually watch the show. I'm glad they do because I get views, but I don't understand it. I mean, I don't spend my time watching people I hate. So, again, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this, but one of the books I've gotten in the process of writing is based on this building right here. It was all fallen down and decrepit, and I wrote a horror story. I haven't finished it yet. Called 14 Rooms, and they come along and they're repurposing this. There's going to be a gastro pub and brewery in the bottom, and then doing extensive groundwork here. They're going to be putting in apartment buildings, I believe. So and a brick street, one of the few remaining in what was at one time the best means of a comfortable ride as far as streets were concerned and construction of streets. And we're coming up on the month of May, and that means the Indianapolis 500, and it's called that place is called the Brickyard because it was constructed out of bricks. And there's still 1 yard, 3 feet of the actual brick left right at the start-finish line. That's not a little known fact. A lot of people know that, but kind of ties in with the bricks here in the street. And okay, back to the weekly wrap. A lot happened this past week. 3 guilty votes. And I talked about how no matter which way the verdict came down, it was going to be a changing point. And it has re-energized some hate. It has re-energized some glorification of all police and the reimagination that they can do no wrong, nor should they ever be questioned, as if they have or are doing wrong. Now, I'm not one of those that want to abolish all the police. I'm one of those that want an independent, top-to-bottom evaluation of every force, so that there is a whistleblower-esque protection, and the bad police get rooted out. They don't get a pension. They don't get a box of chocolates. They don't get nothing but, you were here too long as it is. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. We're paused for a moment because Oakley's smelling something. But anyway, George Floyd was murdered, and the judicial system has shown that to be the case. Okay, I got a biker, somebody riding a bike coming, so I'm going to turn the camera away. Don't like to have people's faces on camera that haven't given permission, so I always try to do that. Yeah. And it was not a, it was a few minutes of relaxing and knowing that, there was a just decision. And then we hear about Columbus, Ohio, and I guess she was 16, not 15, the teenage girl that was shot by police in a questionable, at best, situation. And the body cam footage came out relatively quick, and it didn't indeed show her with a knife in her hand, but the whole story didn't come out immediately, and the whole story is still coming out. So again, I'm going to refrain on that from making a definitive statement on that. And that takes us to Mr. Brown, number 1. Mr. Brown was father of 10 in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and was shot in the back by sheriff's deputies, according to police dispatch. Now, I'm going to adjust here just a second. We don't know for sure because there hasn't been any body cam footage. And we saw Columbus, Ohio that night. And it's been 4 days now. And the latest report is that the sheriff has, the sheriff has petitioned the court to have the body cam footage released. So and released by Monday. Sorry, whenever we get around posts and signs, and Oakley has to whoa, did we just flip everybody upside down? Maybe that's what needed to work. Okay, come on. We actually are walking in front of the Greenfield Police Department. And again, I have a different view from some, but the same view as many, in that not all cops are bad. Get over here. Oh. So, as with most lives, this will get watched a lot more after the fact than when it's actually happening, especially since I don't normally broadcast at this time. But just kind of giving you a walk through the town of Greenfield. Yeah, this is, I don't know. Okay, I can see just, oh, the comments are gone. They pop up and I don't even have time to read them. So I'm going to take my glasses off. I'll put them back on in a little bit when I get in another shaded spot. I'm going to put my sunglasses on so I don't get a migraine. So, I'm going to flip the camera back around here in just a second. But I understand why there are those that do believe all cops are bad, because the good ones ought to be turning the bad ones in. But I also understand the pressure a lot of those must be in, and we need to give them a safety net with an independent investigation for every law enforcement agency, top to bottom. Now, there's already been Republicans that have said, actually, here, let's walk through the park here. This is a memorial park for veterans. That's down here. And I'm gonna, there we go back to this way. And just, we're gonna take a brief walk through here. There's a bill already about qualified immunity, as far as police cannot be held accountable for their actions in the line of their duty. And that is going to be one of many points probably that keeps what's known as the George Floyd bill from ever getting signed into law, sadly. That's just my prediction. That's not a fact. And again, the flags at half-staff, because we had a shooting about 20 miles away from here last Thursday at a FedEx, where 8 people, 9 if you count the shooter, died in the third mass shooting here in the state, all 3 in Indianapolis. But Indiana leads the leads the country at the moment. So, possibly tomorrow on Monday, we will see the body cam footage and see what actually happened in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Give you a look at the county courthouse here. Very few clouds in the sky on this Sunday early evening, and we'll see what really happened. Then the second Mr. Brown, Isaiah Brown, he is not dead, thankfully. However, he was given a ride home by a law enforcement officer, and then 1 hour later, that same law enforcement officer returned to the address and shot Isaiah Brown while he was on his cell phone calling 911. So we will learn more about that as well. Again, just give you a brief scan around what the very southern blocks of downtown Greenfield look like. Lots of beautiful old courthouses in Indiana. Every county has one, probably 150 years old. Some counties let theirs deteriorate, and they've been replaced with more modern buildings. Almost all the counties have outgrown just the courthouse. This courthouse, and then the buildings you can see back in the distance, the brick buildings back there, are also county buildings. This is City Hall, right directly across the street. And this intersection is basically the center of Greenfield, Indiana. It's State Road 9 and US 40 where they intersect. Also known as State Street and Main Street here in Indiana. And Indiana's 200 years old, for those that don't know, and every county got a bison, a county bison. This one's name is Whitcomb, after James Whitcomb Riley, and a couple of murals painted on his hindquarters. I'm going to show you the other side of the street as soon as the cars pass. Let me show you the above, the top. The building on the corner here used to be the Masonic Lodge. It's now moved to a different building, but numerous shops still there. However, some of them have gone out of business. Computer, which is only open a few days a week now. An attorney's office that's been there for a long time. And then we hit this row. Over here of front office space that everything's vacant now. Before the pandemic, each one of those storefronts had a business in it, and now they no longer do. On this side is the Greenfield Chocolatier, and they get incredible chocolate. However, the majority of their business is online, and so that's how they've managed to stay in business. And this is Grigsby's Station, one of the eateries downtown Greenfield that has survived the pandemic. It's a farm-to-table gastropub. Whoa. I think the phone just did a flip. My apologies. Again, the gimbal and the phone are not reacting, and I'm out with Oakley on one arm, and I can't do a lot of adjustments. I don't know if you can see the mural over there or not. James Whitcomb Riley was known as Indiana's poet, and one of the stories he wrote was the old swimming hole, and that indeed is a mural of the old swimming hole. Grigsby's Station, which I just showed, was the train station in one of his stories. And this place has survived. The Lincoln Square Pancake House, the theater over there, used to be the only movie theater in the county, and now it's of course been replaced by a couple of super cinemas. And however, they do keep it refurbished, and they have a lot of live events in there, or they did before the pandemic. Honestly, I don't know how things are now. So that's a little tour of part of Greenfield, Indiana. Most of you will never ever be here, so you get a you get a look. And again, this will probably be the only time I'm out live on a weekly wrap. But I honestly, okay, Terre Haute, Indiana. Terre Haute's about 135 miles in the direction the camera's looking. And yesterday, someone tried to plant an improvised explosive device at police headquarters in Terre Haute, Indiana. A white man. He was arrested through, they used surveillance cameras. And again, Oakley has to smell every stinking post, and if she wasn't, if I could yank her around, it would be different. But I only outweigh her by about 70 pounds, to be honest with you. And she is a half Great White Pyrenees and half Anatolian Shepherd, which is a Himalayan herding dog. So she's one of the strongest and smartest dogs in the world, and one of the most stubborn. But I'm walking down here before I end this just because I mentioned James Whitcomb Riley, and for those of you that will never get to Greenfield, a lot of things here feed off of James Whitcomb Riley. Riley Park Tires, the Emporium I passed without talking about. Give you a look at some of the architecture over here. But at one time, not that it doesn't still, but at one time, come on. Had a dog just about come through the window at us. At one time, there was a tremendous amount of money in Greenfield, as I said, and I'm not saying there isn't still, but you can kind of tell from the architecture of the homes and the scale of the homes that line what was the national road. This was the road everyone traveled to get to California, and right across the street there is the Riley Museum. We got a monster truck coming through here. Oakley, please, daggone it. If I ever do this again, I will have the settings right so I can see what I'm showing you, what's going on. And again, apologies, but this will probably be a one-time deal. That is the Riley Museum, the yellow house. And then over here is the birthplace of James Whitcomb Riley. A bronze statue of him sitting out on a park bench with a book that he's working on, and then the historic marker, and a brief view of some of the other houses on down the street there. So let me turn this back around. So there we go. Again, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see comments at the moment. I'll go back and go back and rewatch this, which I don't normally ever do, but just because I can't comment at the moment. Hey, you doing, man? Just because I can't comment at the moment. Come on. Here's. Oh, yeah, we can't see it. Got to flip it all the way around. And whoa, Oakley. I don't know. Gee whiz. I apologize for the loop-de-loo roller coaster things there. Oh, so that's Greenfield, Indiana, or at least a small segment of it, and it's a beautiful early evening out here. We would be walking at a more brisk pace if this isn't a path we normally walk, so there are a lot of new smells, a lot of new dogs. So I ended kind of talking about Isaiah Brown. He looked like Prince to me, and we'll find out what happened with that. A quiet night last night, except for New York City. Oh, somebody's puppy's gone. Saint Bernard pup has been missing since around 1 p.m. Her name is Sister, very friendly. I hope somebody didn't steal her. Okay. Let me get my thoughts back together after thinking about that dog. Come on, Uncle. So, not a lot happened last night. There were protests and brief times that police and protesters met up, and as far as to my knowledge, there were not numerous arrests or anything large scale in any way, which is good, always good in my opinion. And a couple of other things that I need to bring attention back to because a lot of events overshadowed things. And I'm waiting on some people to ride by so they're not going to get on camera. People don't like getting on camera. I don't like putting people on camera when they haven't given their permission. So, a couple of things I wanted to draw attention to. In Florida, they are attempting to make it a felony for rioting. Now, a lot of white people, as soon as they hear the word protest, everybody's a rioter, and a felony conviction for expressing your First Amendment rights, I hope does not stand when it is brought before the Supreme Court on challenge, as it will. And then Oklahoma has passed a bill that if you're protesting on the streets, you can be locked away and have I believe it was $1,500 fine for being in the street. And if somebody hits you, they are not liable in any way, shape, or form for running you over, no matter the intent. The intent is not part of the equation. So a couple of troubling things, in my opinion, especially when you consider how many police action shootings have there been since the George Floyd verdict of guilt. How much outcry have we seen from certain members of the white community about how we're all going to die now? No. Maybe some of the bad ones might, some of the good ones might, but we're not all going to. No. And hopefully, there you go. So yeah, this has been a little different live than normal. So that kind of sums up most of the things that happened. I mentioned Knuckles and T-Rex in their interview from Friday, and then last thing I needed to mention was the last episode. Great sale of slaves is what the banner or the flyers said, I believe. And it was a hard episode to do. And actually, I almost cut it off before the part about the 8-year-old little boy whose playmates got him on the ground, and one of them said put a knee on his neck. You know, that's just, we're better than that. And those of us that aren't need to be called out and marginalized, because we're better than that. Those little kids didn't come up with that stuff on their own. So that's all I'm saying about that. Coming up this week, well, it all depends what happens. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live in case something does happen. And we'll make sure and give give extended looks at things and not just 30-second film clips like you get in mainstream media. Also coming up this week, Mr. Cecil Glenn is going to be on the program. He's going to join me. He's also known as DC Glenn. He's also known as the brain supreme of Tag Team. Of whoop, there it is, and scoop, there it is now, a Geico commercial. He's going to be, he's scheduled to come on the program later this week, and look forward to that. And we'll see what happens through the week. As I said last night, things seemed relatively cool and peaceful around the country. The Kentucky Derby's coming up next Saturday, so I've always got eyes on Louisville. Just a lot of people I care about down there, and things could ignite down there very quickly, just like they could in Minneapolis. Things have seemed to quiet a little bit since the funeral of Dante Wright, but as the weather gets warmer, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching this, and it'll probably be the only time we ever do this, but I do thank you all, and it's a dark world. Oh. Try to be a light. I gotta figure out how to turn this off. Sorry about that. We're getting close to heading back towards where we live. So Oakley knows that, and she's starting to pull on the line with her with her teeth, and she starts jumping around, and I need both hands to get a hold of her. So I'm going to say again, move my hand, say it's a dark world, try to be a light. I love you all, man. The hair looks awesome, huh? Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you want to help support the show, this is not the show to be talking about that. This is probably a historic one, and it may be one that I can't pull it down, because had a nice interview with a couple of kids. So a couple of young people. I shouldn't say kids, because they're not kids. So until next time, it is the American Doofus Show. Something happens tonight, we'll get back on live. Otherwise, we'll see you very soon. And until next time, it's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus.